Hello everyone, it's Davide here and welcome back to Learning Finance. In today's video guys, I want to do an update on Google stock. So Alphabet, ticker symbol GOOG and GOOGL. They are absolutely the same in terms of price. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna do an update on Google stock because yesterday we had actually earnings and Google destroyed the earnings. And today is up 5.4%. If you follow my channel, you know that this is a stock that I have been following. It's a stock that actually I bought during the crash of the pandemic, and yeah, it has done pretty great. Now, obviously, that's a video that I already know that will not get many views because when it comes to YouTube, actually no one really cares about stocks like Google, okay? Everyone wants the hype, the new big thing, but in my opinion, this is an incredible company. And sometimes I get asked many comments like, what do you mean for a great business? And well, so this is what I mean for a great business. So we are gonna take a look at earnings, and also I will update my fair price over there. This is the one that I did in the previous video about Google. It's time to update that. So the only thing I ask you is please leave me a like. It's very important and I thank you for it. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new updates. Let's begin. Alright guys, so Google stock earnings first quarter 2021. As we can see, they have destroyed the earnings expectations because the diluted earnings per share actually came out $26.29 per share, but the estimates were like 15. Okay, so they beat expectation by $11 per share. That's massive. And revenue overall for the quarter 55.3 billion. That's a 34% increase year over year. And they have also increased the operating margins over there from 19% to 30%. Now remember that Google, the first quarter of actually 2020, they had issues because of the pandemic. So Q1 and Q2, they have been very bad for the advertisement business for obvious reasons. So this is a huge jump, but obviously that's also exaggerated because of the pandemic. But anyway, Google business is like pumping still, and it seems like it doesn't want to stop, right? It's one of those businesses that you don't understand actually what can stop it. Anyway, very great earnings, net income. Look at that, 17.9 billion out of 55.3 in revenue. Obviously, you will not find many businesses out there with similar margins. And overall, the business of Google, as you know, they have Google search and other 31.8 billion. YouTube, they have done well in this quarter, 6 billion actually, comparing to 4. So this is a 50% jump year over year. Google network, 6.8 billion. So we have the total advertisement part, as we can see, reached 44.68 comparing to the previous 2020 Q1 of 33.7. So that's a big jump. Google Cloud, actually, as we can see, 4 billion from 2.77. That's a 46% growth, and they have also reduced the loss on the cloud because the cloud business actually is not profitable yet on Google too. But anyway, they have reduced the loss, operating loss, to 974 million. Not bad at all. Now, an interesting part of Google is that obviously they have a lot of cash, more than 100 billion in actually cash and cash equivalents. Is 135 precisely billion. And on April 23rd, the board of directors of Google authorized the company to repurchase up to an additional 50 billion of its Class C capital stock. So share buyback, 50 billion, actually giving back value to investors. And this is what actually a good business does. Okay, they have plenty of cash. As we can see over there, they are obviously fine with their financials. Okay, now Google as of now is impossible to go bankrupt anytime soon. Okay, as we can see, look at that. Total current assets, 172.1 billion, and as we can see, current liabilities, they are actually at 55. So that's a current ratio of higher than 3 actually. And then as well for total assets and total liabilities, absolutely any problems. As we can see, 327 against 97 billion. So well, great business, great financials, no doubts about that. Then when it comes to the updated valuation, actually, this is from my previous video. I have just updated it with the new data, and Q1 I put the data over there. As I told you, here we go, 32.4% margin in net margin. Okay, so that's huge. Free cash flow margin 24.13%, with a total free cash flow of 13.34 billion. Out of 55.3 billion in revenue. Now, for actually the forecasts part, 2021 and 2022 are analysts' expectations updated. So 227.3 billion this year, and then 266.2 billion in 2022 revenue overall. Then I have done, as always, 3 different scenarios. So the normal case, I have a 15% growth until 2025, then going to 9% until 2028. And the requirements, rate of return 8.5, obviously because it's Google, okay? So in terms of the WACC, it's very low cost. However, I will push it up to 10% later on to try to see where the bargain can be on this stock. Perpetual growth 3% after 2028. The first normal case scenario, we have a fair price today of $2,420 per share. The bull case, 18% growth until 2025, then 11% to 2028. Same requirements. We have a fair price, $2,591 per share. And then for the bear case, 12% growth until 2025, 7% growth until 2028. Same requirements, $2,061 per share fair price. Now, when it comes to the probabilities, I put 0.5 to the normal, bull case 30%, 20% bear case, and this is the average fair price. However, as I showed you, Google has a huge amount of cash and cash equivalents, which are way higher than the debt, and so they have an excess cash position, which is 106 billion, and we have to adjust the market cap for that. So the adjusted fair price is $2,514.51. Now, this is with a 8.5 discount rate, which is low because of Google actually financial position, the WACC, so the risk on the stock is very low. But let's say that, for example, the Nasdaq on average does 10%, 9.5. So we want to beat the Nasdaq. And here it comes what we have actually. We have that Google in that case, by keeping everything the same, just by changing the discount rate, it could be an interesting buy at around $2,000 per share if you're looking for a higher return. However, what is the problem? Now, as of now, until today actually, Google has always been undervalued. Okay, now today, after those earnings, is, in my opinion, the first time that the stock is starting to trade at a premium after the pandemic. I made 3 or 4 videos actually in the last year about Google, always saying buy Google, buy Google. Now, at this price, Google is obviously still a wonderful business, but well, if you're looking for a higher return, actually you are not getting the bargain anymore at this particular price. However, this is a company that, due to its stability, will not offer low prices. Okay, they are very rare. So in my opinion, just it's a portfolio structure stock, one of the best one out there. Incredible business. It continues to grow year over year and actually has a very low risk in terms of bankruptcy and all these kind of huge swings in prices, like it's almost impossible that you're gonna see Google doing minus 15% on the stock in one day, okay? So interesting enough, obviously now with the artificial intelligence part of the business, Google is positioned to be the leading business in that particular sector. As Elon Musk said back then, Google is actually the only company that we should be afraid of in terms of the power that Google has, in terms of the technology that Google has. They are basically the first one in the US, at least, that they have the power to develop the quantum computing. The amount of data that they have is absolutely mind-blowing, and in my opinion, yeah, it continues to be a nice business. Obviously, this is not a stock that will make you rich. This is a stock that, by the way, if you have some cash, if you just want to buy a company that makes you sleep well at night, and actually it will continue to grow and it will continue to surprise coming on in the future, well, Google is still one of the best in the game out there. So overall, I hope you find this video interesting, guys, and leave me a like, leave me down a comment below, actually tell me what do you think about Google, and subscribe to the channel if you want. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.